higher salaries. This action will be, as expected, result in paralysis of services at Kenya's biggest referral hospital, Samuel. That is the biggest story right now.
It is the biggest story as of now. We'll keep monitoring the developments from the Kenyatta National Hospital, but definitely Kibera by-elections, we still continue to monitor the preamble events ahead of November 7th. And this morning, candidates present their respective Candidates present their respective party nomination papers for the November 7th Kibra constituency by-election, and that is currently happening as we speak. They will be doing this to the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. Ford Kenya was the latest to unveil its candidate on Sunday afternoon, and candidates from ODM, ANC and Jubilee are also expected to do the same.
And of course, moving on to what is going to be happening in the corridors of justice, where at least suspects in the ongoing probe into the alleged, inflation of costs for the construction for the LBDA Mall in Kisumu will be arraigned in Nairobi. Most of the suspects are former officials of the Lake Basin Development Board.
And today a critical event is happening. It's all about International Literacy Day, where Cabinet Secretary Education, that is Professor George Magoha, is today leading Kenyans in the marking of the International Literacy Day. The Cabinet Secretary will be at the Makutano Stadium in Kapenguria as celebrations take place at the county and at sub-county levels throughout the country. So definitely we shall be monitoring this particular event, but also remember we've been consuming reports of malaria even killing people in Baringo especially, and this morning we will have a Health Cabinet Secretary, that is Cicely Kariuki, launching the distribution of drugs and mosquito nets in Kabarnet and Kerio Valley areas of Baringo County. The county has in recent weeks been battling a malaria outbreak which killed over 10 people in Tiati. County health officers have also complained of extremely low immunization levels which lead to such outbreaks. So definitely expect a lot in as far as those stories are concerned. As we speak right about now, 5 minutes past the hour, those are the top stories on our news diary.
Indeed, of course, and we're going to be moving on to what is happening with the Kibra by-election, and the candidates will be presenting their papers. So yes, we're going to be getting more details from that right here from our reporter who is in Kibra, and he's going to be telling us the absolute latest regarding that particular story. Good morning to you, Anders. What is the latest from where you are?
Good morning, Shiksha and Sam from the studios. We're here at NCC grounds along Gong Road, where aspirants from various parties are presenting their papers before the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission ahead of the Kibra by-election slated for November 7th. And basically, after the presentation of the papers, the aspirants now become candidates and they can hit the ground as candidates for their various parties to start campaigning ahead of the by-election. The first aspirant who is now a candidate to present his papers is ANC's Eliud Owalo, who's joining us live from NCC grounds just to give us a brief of how the process was and if he's ready to now hit the ground in Kibra and start campaigning ahead of the by-election slated for November. Maybe Mheshimiwa Eliud, how was the process?
Very, very well. So far, so good. No hitches. We have gotten the clearance. So now I'm an NC candidate to run for the Kibra parliamentary by-elections. I'm no longer an aspirant, and I'm happy about that.
People asking, how are you going to conduct your campaigns from today, because you are telling us you are going on the grounds right away from here?
Yes, I'm just changing my clothes into Kibra attire and then hitting the road. I'm ready for these campaigns. I want to conduct an issue-based campaign, devoid of personal vendetta and character assassination. I just want to espouse my agenda to the people of Kibra. As you are aware, I'm not new to that constituency. I did make an effort to run for that parliamentary seat in 2017. And my track record in that constituency is known. I know where we have come from, I know where we are at the moment, and I know what the people of Kibra need moving forward. All I can assure the people of Kibra is that I have an appropriate agenda that will address the issues and the challenges that the people of Kibra are facing. We need to have a transformative agenda. it's not just about economic growth at the national level. That economic growth is not useful if we cannot be translated into economic development that translates into an improvement or a rise in the standards of living of the people. And this is what I want to facilitate. Instead of using a top-down approach, I want to use a bottoms-up approach so that we empower the people at the grassroots level, and that is what then has a trickle-up effect to the national level, as opposed to the traditional trickle-down effect.
Maybe it's the right time we can ask you about the party. Why ANC as a choice of your campaigns and vying for this by-election? Why didn't you go with any other party?
Well, I did a rapid environmental scanning of the political parties we have in this country. And based on the challenges that the people of Kibra face, I found ANC party, based on its manifesto, ideology, and policies, to be the most attractive and most responsive to the needs of the people of Kibra. I want to drive a proper agenda for the people of Kibra. And the policies and ideology of the ANC party resonate with that. And that's why I've decided to join the ANC party. Two, I'm also quite attracted by the credentials of the ANC party leader. He's today the last man left standing with Kenyans. His stand on issues of corruption is well documented. His stand on issues of good governance is in the public domain. His concerns about the spiraling debt levels in this country with negative repercussions is well defined in the public mind. And with that, I got attracted to the ANC party. And that's why I want to work with this party, not just for purposes of the Kibra by-elections, but moving forward. And not for my own benefit or individual benefit, but for the benefit of all Kenyans. And in that same vein, I promise that once elected, I will pursue an appropriate legislative agenda that promotes good governance, democracy, and the rule of law within the ambit and framework of the ANC party.
Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa, for talking to K24 TV. Shiksha and Sam, that was Eliud Wala, ANC party candidate for Kibra by election slated for November. I want to acknowledge that he's flanked by other officials from the party, Secretary General Barak Muluka, and members of Parliament Agoi and also Adagala, who are here just to try and give him some moral support as he starts and begins his campaigns in Kibra constituency. We'll be heading back to the hall to see which other candidates are there. We understand that NAK Kenya candidate is already in the building, and we're expecting also Ford Kenya candidate to be here anytime from 11. So we'll be updating our viewers on what is going on here at NC grounds along Gong Road. Back to you, studio.
Thank you very much for that, Anders Ihachi, for the update. Of course, we're going to be following up more stories like that with regard to what is happening right now as we speak, as we follow the top newsmakers in today's News Diary.
Right, and that is Eliud Owalo. He's a former aide to Raila Amolo Odinga. And it will be interesting to see, again, the issues that will inform the decision that Kibra residents will make at the ballot come the 7th of November this year. However, for now, we need to take you to Nakuru County, and here is our reporter Kegotho Mwangi, who joins us live from that region. And thank you so much for joining us right about now, Kegotho. Kindly tell us what is happening where you are.
It is indeed a very sunny morning from Nakuru County, number 32, and we are live in the CBD of Nakuru County. What is happening today in Nakuru is that we have World Literacy Day that will be celebrated at Salga. That is according to the information that we have gotten. We are going to interact with people and get to know especially what they appreciate in terms of reading, in terms of knowing things, new things, and also looking for information and research. We are going to be filing that story for you so that we can be able maybe to interact with these residents. We are also going to follow up a story on the stories about the killers of one David Washira, alias Kamlesh, who are going to be arraigned in court today so that they can also face the judges because they are still suspect. They are not been proven to be the real people who undertook the task of killing this businessman in Nakuru County. But yesterday there was a fracas in one of the churches in Murang'a, whereby politicians allied to Tanga Tanga and Kieleweke really messed with the service and also brought politics in the church. And today we are going to be focusing in that issue. And joining me now are pastors from different churches in Nakuru who are going to tell us exactly what is happening with the churches. We have witnessed a church as a tool of change, ranging from back in the pre-colonial period up to 1992, 1991, where we found the church who played a very vital role in democracy and the multi-party democracy, where the likes of Timothy Njoya were instrumental in making sure that Kenya is a multi-party. Where is the church heading? Is the church losing its grip on leadership and also being the spokesperson of Wanjiku? Let's interact and maybe learn from these pastors. Pengine unaweza kuniambia what exactly did you learn from yesterday's altercation between the Kitoeleke and Tangatanga people in church? You as a church, what is your take?
First of all, my name is Peter Kimani. I'm an elder from a House of Worship Nakuru. It was so unfortunate yesterday what we saw in the TV. We are really traumatized by what is happening with our politician. It's really bad. Ilituguza. Kwa nini mambo kama itendeke? Kwa nini mambo kama itendeke? Imefika kiwango mpaka unapeleka pesa kanisani halafu tena mnaanza kupigana vita. Imefika kiwango ya kusema hatutaki hii mambo. Kanisa haijafika kwa wakati wa kuanza kugawa ama kukatakatwa into pieces. No, we are not like that. Kanisa ni nyumba ya Mungu ambayo inatakiwa ipewe heshima. Hata sisi viongozi kuna mambo ambayo hatuwezi taja kwa kanisa. Tunakaa tunanyamaza, tunasema hatutaki kufanya mna hiyo.
Na pengine nyinyi kama wachungaji ambao kwamba mnawaalika hawa viongozi waje kanisani na kuwapa microphone na kuwapa hata vyombo, kuwapa pulpit. Je, muone kama kwamba kuna nyinyi kati ya viongozi wa kanisa ambao pia wanafanya makosa?
Okay, hao watu wa siasa wote ni wetu. Hakuna mtu wa siasa ako na kanisa yake tofauti. Sisi wote hao watu wetu. Na kanisa ndio inaongoza hii Kenya. Kanisa ndio inaleta hao viongozi wako huko kwa hiyo viti, wametoka kwetu kanisani. Ni vile tu sasa mambo lazima mtu aweke limit kuingia kufanya mambo mengine. Kuna mambo mengine huwezi kuwa unakuja kufanya kwa kanisa. Hasa kama hizo vita tuliona jana. Hizo vita ni baya sana. Pesa ndio leta pesa, lakini tunataka tuchunge hii pesa ambayo unaleta kanisani kujenga kanisani inafanyika namna imetoka wapi? Na ile kitu kingine iliyoko sio ati tunategemea pesa ya wanasiasa. No, washirika we have more than enough. Washirika bai wako, we have more than enough ya kujenga kanisa. Na kanisa si ya mtu, kanisa ni nyumba ya Mungu. Kwa hivyo hata hawa wanasiasa tunawakaribisha wakuje. Lakini hatutaki kuona vita aba kuwe pesa ambayo ametumia pahali nyingine tofauti kuja kuanza kuharibu madhabahu ya Mungu. Hiyo ni kitu ambacho hatungetaka kufanyika. Thank you.
Does it mean the church has gone broke so that you need help from politicians? Who comes first, the church or the politician?
Okay, my name is Reverend Michael. I stand here to make a simple comment about what happened yesterday or what have been happening, kwa sababu kanisa ni nyumba ya Mungu. Jambo la kwanza ambalo tunafaa tuelewe na kwamba pamoja na mambo yote ambayo tunafanya, tuwe ya kwamba tutakuja kanisani, tuwe sisi ni wanasiasa, iwe mimi ni mshirika wa kanisa, iwe mimi ni mchungaji. Kitu moja ambacho tunafaa tuelewe ni ya kwamba nyumba ya Mungu lazima iheshimiwe. Na kwa hivyo mimi ningesimama tu na neno la kusema watu wawe na heshima katika nyumba ya Bwana, kwa sababu si mahali pa kuleta vurugu, migongano ambayo tunaona ikifanyika. Kwa hivyo jambo hili tunasimama na kusema ya kwamba sio vizuri, iwe ninaleta pesa, niwe sileti pesa, niwe mimi ndiye mchungaji, niwe mimi ndiye mshirika. Jambo la kwanza tuelewe ya kwamba kanisa ni nyumba ya Mungu na lazima iheshimiwe. So tunaomba tu heshima kwa wanasiasa, kwa wachungaji, kwa mtu yoyote atakayeingia katika nyumba ya Mungu. Lazima nyumba ya Bwana iheshimiwe. Tunasimama kusema kwamba heshima katika nyumba ya Mungu, na tuelewe ya kwamba madhabahu ni nini. Hata sisi wenyewe kuna maneno tuwezi ongea tukiwa kwa madhabahu. Kuna mambo ambayo tunajizuilia hata sisi kuongea, kwa sababu tunajua mahali pale ni nyumba ya Mungu na mahali pale panahitaji heshima. So tungewaomba waheshimu nyumba ya Mungu. Uwe unatoa, iwe hautoi, ni vizuri kuwa na heshima katika nyumba ya Mungu, kwa sababu after all hii nyumba imeitanishwa na Mungu. na Biblia inasema kwamba ni nyumba ya maombi kwa watu wote. So tuje tuombe, tuje tumwabudu Bwana, iwe ni kwa mali zetu, iwe ni kwa njia gani ya kuabudu Bwana, lakini tuabudu Bwana kwa njia ya kumheshimu na tuwe na kicho cha Bwana.
Pengine kuna watu ambao wametoka katika madhehebu mengine, hatuoni ya kwamba kuna vita katika madhabahu yale ama another religion. Je, nyinyi kama Wakristo mnaona kwamba Ukristo umetumika katika hali mbaya ya kisiasa?
Mimi ninaweza sema mimi naitwa Apostle Livingstone Kimani wa Rehoboth Hills of Faith. Kitu cha kwanza ninalaani kile kitendo, na kitu cha pili niseme hata wachungaji wameanguka, kwa sababu hawavai kutumia wanasiasa kulete pesa kanisani, na saa zingine zile pesa zimeibiwa. Ni zile pesa tunasikia corruption, mtu ameiba anazileta kanisani, pia zinachangia laana katika kanisa. Kitu cha pili, kanisa inasemekana kama mmekosana na mwenzako, kitu cha kwanza uache sadaka yako hapo kabla hujatoa, alafu muende msikizana mwenzako. Kwa hivyo hao watu walifanya makosa kupigana kwa kanisa, na wajue kwamba hizo pesa walizo nazo sio zao. Biblia inasema kwamba dhahabu na fedha ni mali ya Baba. Kwa hivyo those money ambao Mungu amewapatia ni ya Baba. Kwa hivyo hawavai kukuja kupigana makonde, maana mahali pale ni patakatifu. Kama ni kitu kingine tunaweza uliza wa mapasta, wakati mwanasiasa amekuja kanisani, asipewe nafasi pale madhabahuni, asome, asikize, kama ni mchango wake atoe, alafu kama ni kuhutubia watu akawahutubie nje, kwa sababu kama wangelipigana nje ingelikuwa vizuri kuliko ndani. Kwa hivyo tunalaani kile kitendo na tunasema si kizuri.
Well, there we go, Sam Njoroge. Comments from pastors from this region and also churches in here in Nakuru, saying that they have said that the action by politicians yesterday in Murang'a to fight in the church is uncalled for and inappropriate. They have also said all of them, they are the congregation, so they should not be chased away, but they should not be given the pulpit. They should be given outside the church or the compound, or rather inside the field, for them to go and do their politics there. It's something that has elicited a lot of reactions from very many quarters, churches in other religions, in other quarters, and we are going to be following up with that, and we are going to come to you live with the Education and Literacy Day after this. My name is Kigodo Mwangi. My camera person is John Wangombe. We take you back to Sam Njoroge and Shiksha Arora for the briefing.
Thank you so much, Kigotho Mwangi, for that update live from Nakuru County. In the interest of objectivity and balance, the question out there is what could have contributed to the state of events that we witnessed in Murang'a yesterday. Well, the jury is out there and we would love to hear what you've got to say about it. The hashtag is K24 Daily Brief, at K24 TV, at Sam W. Njoroge, at Shiksha Arora, and of course our SMS platform is 21222.
And of course, moving on to what is in the headlines right now, and of course what is making the top stories of the day. Well, we had mentioned earlier on that a strike by workers at the Kenyatta National Hospital has kicked off this morning, and operations have been paralyzed as workers have begun the strike to push for higher salaries. Now, this is under the workers' union, KUDEHA, who've called a strike after expiry of a 14-day notice to protest failure to implement a state resolution that upgraded the hospital's parastatal status. The union has said that neither the hospital nor officials from the Ministries of Labour and Health had engaged them, and the union secretary, that's General Albert Njeru, said they would cease offering services until their demands are met. The union is demanding implementation of resolutions, and right now we'll be getting live pictures from what is happening there regarding this particular strike, and let's listen in.
Our motto inasema nini? We listen, we care. Who care for us? By the time an innocent boy mkono yake ilichopiwa off na machine, ilikuwa revived wapi? Kenyatta. By the time private party ya mtoto ilinyofiliwa nje na wajambazi, iliokolewa wapi? Then there is a lot of discrimination. Up to now, they cannot define whether we are health workers or they can't define.
And there we go. Those are live pictures coming in from Kenyatta National Hospital, where the workers under the union KUDEHA have downed their tools. And of course, this is with regard to what they believe has not been implemented. And of course, we'll definitely be covering that and telling you what exactly happens from Kenyatta National Hospital.
Great. And the pertinent question then begs, what is happening with management of human resource across all health facilities in the country? You remember that story we had from Kisumu last week?
Definitely,
where Kenya
yes.
National Union of Nurses is still complaining that the county government of Kisumu is not taking them seriously when it comes to issues to do with remuneration, when it comes to issues to do with proper working conditions. So definitely a key question that is coming forth courtesy of the events at the Kenyatta National Hospital as we speak. However, for now, we'd like to take you to Mombasa County, and here is our reporter Fred Kai, and he'll be telling us what exactly is happening in that region. Good morning, Fred, and thank you for joining us. Kindly let us know what is happening in Mombasa today.
Shukran sana Sam na Shiksha studio, na niko moja kwa moja katika maeneo haya ya court ambapo tulikuwa tunatarajia kwamba kaimu wa mahakama haya basi Edgar Kagoni angeweza kufikishwa katika mahakama haya baada tu ya kuweza kukamatwa na kushukiwa kuwa aliweza kutempa na zile exhibits za cocaine ambazo zilikuwa zinagharimia takriban kiasi cha milioni 30. Na baada tu ya kukamata kwake pale juzi, basi tuliweza kuona kwamba aliweza kufikishwa katika kituo cha polisi cha Port, na hivi leo basi mwendo wa saa 8 asubuhi tunaarifiwa kwamba aliweza kutolewa katika kituo kile cha polisi na kuweza kusafirishwa moja kwa moja hadi uwanja wa ndege wa Mombasa, na vile vile kuweza kutolewa pale moja kwa moja kwa ndege hadi JKIA, ambapo tunaarifiwa kwamba kwa sasa huenda basi akaweza kushtakiwa katika mahakama yale ya JKIA. Na tumeweza kuona kwamba mawakili wake walikuwa hapa pale asubuhi na kuweza kuongea nao na kusema kwamba wao basi wanania kuweza kuona kwamba wataweza kufile petition kuhakikisha kwamba kesi hii haitaweza kuendelea, kwa sababu kwamba wao wanasema kwamba makosa yaeleze kufanyika katika kaunti ya Mombasa, na hawaoni ni kwa nini basi ataweza kutolewa katika kaunti ya Mombasa na kuweza kufikishwa kule Nairobi. Na hivyo basi kwa sasa shughuli ambazo zinaendelea hapa kotini kwamba mawakili wako katika harakati ya kona wataweza kuweza kufile ile petition kuhakikisha kwamba basi kesi hii inaweza kuzuiliwa. Na itakumbuka kwamba hakimu huyu basi hayuko peke yake, bali aliweza kukamatwa na baadhi ya maafisa wa koti, ambapo kunaye Abdalla Abubakar, kunaye Lawrence Toya, na vile vile pia kunaye Onesmus Momanyi. Na wote basi kama Onesmus Momanyi aliweza kufikishwa mahakamani maeneo yale ya magharibi, na vile vile hawa wawili hatujapata kujua kama iwapo basi wataweza kufikishwa mahakamani hapa, ama iwapo pia basi wako miongoni mwa yule hakimu Edgar Kagoni kule JKIA. Lakini habari ambazo ziko kwa sasa ni kwamba tutaweza kuona ni yapi atajiri katika mahakama hii, iwapo basi wataweza kupewa maamuzi yoyote ya kuweza kusitisha kesi hii, ama iwapo basi mahakama itaweza kufutilia mbali pendekezo lao. Na kutoka maeneo haya ya koti ni hayo tu kwa sasa ambayo tuko nayo. Shiksha na Sam.
Thank you so much, Fred Kai, for that update live from Mombasa. A story that has been developing since this weekend, and it will be interesting to see the matter of attention that this particular story will be given moving forward. However, for now, Shiksha, it's time for that break.
Indeed, so we'll be right back after this short break. Remember to keep interacting with us on #K24 Daily Brief, and of course we'll